In the life of Brian, there's a scene where we join the outskirts of Christ's audience as he's preaching the Sermon on the Mount. And he just says the line, "The meek shall inherit the earth." And that line filters through the crowd to one listener, and it's sort of gone through this sort of Chinese whispers, and then they hear it and they say, "What's that? The meek shall inherit the earth? Oh, that's nice, isn't it? I'm glad they get something because they have a hell of a time." It's a lovely little line because I think it brings to our attention how odd Jesus' saying is. The meek shall inherit the earth. And you think, really? The meek? I mean, they do have a hell of a time, Jesus. So now you're telling me that they are set for world domination. This is odd. The meek will go on to world domination. I mean, what do you think will take over the world? One world government, militant Islam, Rupert Murdoch, Google? What's going to take over the world? No, the meek. The meek are going to overtake the world. I mean, it's laughable. Frank Zappa lampooned the whole idea with his song, "The Meek Shall Inherit Nothing." He sang, "Son, take the Bible for what it's worth when it says that the meek shall inherit the earth. Well, I heard that some sheik has just bought New Jersey last week, and you suckers ain't getting nothing." It's a comical line because we reckon that the world works much like Frank Zappa thinks. You know, Frank Zappa says, look, it's a dog-eat-dog world, and the strong eat the weak, and fortune favors the brave, and the meek ain't getting nothing. Is that the way the world works? Apparently not. Jesus is saying that everything you thought you knew about power is wrong. In fact, we are wrong about the whole way in which the world works. Jesus here is not giving us a lovely verse to be cross-stitched onto wall hangings. This is an infallible prophecy of cosmic upheaval. In this dog-eat-dog world, there will be one power that comes out on top. At the end of all history, emerging from the interplay of a million forces and vested interests, one group will emerge with absolute dominion: the meek. I mean, this word meek, you could translate it as gentle or friendly or humble. After millennia of cut and thrust, the winner-takes-all victors will be the lowly. Do you have a hard time believing that? I do. And I've got an even harder time living it. I grasp and take and want to get on top, and basically I just don't believe that the universe operates according to this. I basically don't believe that Jesus is Lord. That's my problem. You know, and sometimes we think, oh, you know, Jesus is Lord, he's a spiritual Lord of my heart. But do I really believe that he is the operating system of the universe? Because if I believe that, then if I believe that the suffering servant of all is the creator of all things, who holds everything in being by the power of his word moment by moment, if I really believe that the suffering servant shapes and drives all reality, then of course history belongs to the one who describes himself in Matthew chapter 11 as lowly in heart. Do I really believe he's in charge? Well, you know, as he died on that cross under the foot of brutal Rome, under that mighty empire, it would have looked so foolish to believe that the meek would inherit the earth. On that Easter Saturday, as he lay a corpse, cold and dead in that grave, it would have seemed so crazy to think that the meek shall inherit the earth. But then on Easter Sunday, what do we think then? You know, above my desk I've got a cartoon, and it's a single scene, and it's just got Jesus dying on the cross, and there's a Roman soldier, and he's saying, pointing at the cross, "Look, all you've got to do is kill the leader and you nip the whole movement in the bud." Of course, it's very ironic because here is this Roman soldier who is the very epitome of power, of worldly power. There he is, this agent of empire, this soldier with a spear, with violence, asserting himself. And he says, all I've got to do is kill off this Jesus and you nip the whole movement in the bud. And of course, that's not the way it plays out, is it? The meek inherits the earth. Within a couple of centuries, that Roman Empire would confess Christ, the one they are crucifying, to be Lord and God. That meek man on the cross begins to rule the world. And so he starts to overturn all our thinking. You know what? History doesn't belong to the winners. It's not that history is written by the winners. History is made by the loser, by Jesus on the cross. That meek one inherited life eternal. So today, how are we going to live? Are we going to live as though the powerful inherit the earth? Are we going to get control? Are we going to take what we can out of life? Are we going to climb and grab and steal and get what we can out of today? Is that what we're going to do? Because the meek ain't getting nothing? Are we going to believe Frank Zappa? No, it's not true. Be on the winning side. Play on the winning team. Be meek. It's the power that runs the universe. The victory does not lie with the power hungry. In the end, the meek are the only ones who get anything. In fact, they'll get everything. The whole earth. Because the future really does belong to Christ.